Hi everyone, my name is Roger Townsend and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today's video we're going to talk about ETF versus index fund. And by the end of the video I'm going to try to give you all a couple of tips to get started if you already haven't. I know a lot of you all feel like you're missing out, and we have a saying for that in the stock market, FOMO, fear of missing out. But if you don't know what you're doing, you're really not missing out. But once you learn what you are doing in the stock market, once you educate yourself, it's time to execute. ETF stands for Exchange Traded Funds. No, I'm not trying to sound all educated by quoting what the term actually means, but along this investment journey, you are going to hear a lot of terms, a lot of stock lingo, and I want y'all to be familiar when you hear those terms. So throughout this year, I'm going to go over a lot of the terms that you're going to hear if you see on TV, CNBC, or one of your financial advisors that you may begin talking to, so I want y'all to be familiar with the terms that you're going to learn throughout this journey. ETF and index funds are basically, they pretty much are good investment for beginner investors. That's one of the reasons why I'm covering this. And I did get a question in my comment section on my last video about what is an index fund. So I just decided to cover them both. They both are somewhat the same. ETF and index funds both bundle together individual investments such as stocks and bonds into a single investment. So what they're really just saying, they both have several companies within them. You could get an ETF that focus on consumer discretionary, and that will have companies in it such as Walmart, Amazon, Lowe's, Home Depot, McDonald's, Nike. And then you can get an ETF that's focused on technology. It will have companies in it like Facebook, Netflix, Apple, Google. So that's why I would say ETFs and index are pretty much good for beginner investors, because you don't have to go out there and buy that single stock, that one stock to have in your portfolio. But with ETF and index fund, you can have access to that one stock. Let's just say Amazon, one of the huge ones. Amazon is like $3,000 a share. But with the ETF XLY, you will have access to Amazon without having to go buy that one share. And when I say ETFs and index are good for beginner investors, because you have several companies within it, and if one company is not doing so good, you have other companies within that ETF and index to keep the stock price from fluctuating so much and seeing your money go up and down. And that's just as great for beginner investors, so you won't have to worry about a lot of risk. I have to say this, on my channel, we're only going to focus on long-term investing. So whenever I'm discussing any ETF, or even when I start talking about individual stocks, it will only be on long-term. I will not discuss any short-term investing. In my opinion, I believe long-term investing is the best way to build wealth. Now, don't get me wrong, you can make money doing short-term investing, but I don't want to teach that, because I know that the risk that comes along with it. But once you learn the basics and get a foundation up under you, if you educate yourself and learn how to do short-term, hey, you can add that to your strategy. You may be great at it. Like I said, in my opinion, long-term investing always wins out. One difference between the ETF and index fund is the way they are bought and sold. With the ETF, it can be bought and sold throughout the day just like an individual stock. With an index fund, it can't. It can only be bought and sold for the price that it was at the end of the trading day. Like, another difference would be ETF may cost $125 per share, and you would actually have to have $125 to buy that ETF. Then when it comes to index fund, they have some with a minimum of $3,000, some with a minimum of $0. So you can actually get into that index fund with whatever the minimum balance is. If it's $1, that's all it takes for you to get in. That's why I would advise you all to start with an index fund. It's okay to start with ETF. That's why I'm talking about those as well. Those are two of the things that I want you all to start with once you start investing. To keep it simple, both ETFs and index funds have several companies within them. They both have fees associated with them that are very cheap. An ETF can be traded throughout the day like a stock. An index fund, it cannot. And I did say I was going to give you all some pointers, the ones that are ready to start right now. I'm going to give you a few pointers, what you need to do to go ahead and start. The first thing is to open you up a brokerage account. I'm gonna give you a couple of names of some that I recommend that you use. Charles Schwab would be one. E-Trade, TD Ameritrade, and Fidelity. Those are the four that I recommend you look into if you want to go ahead and open you up a brokerage account to start investing. And once you get that brokerage account open, the next thing you would do is find you an index fund or ETF to invest in. I would recommend you starting with an index fund. And once you find that, now once you set up your account and link it to your bank account to transfer your money, once you transfer the money over to the brokerage account, the money just don't go into it and just start investing. The money, the brokerage account is just like a bank, really. Your money's just going to sit there until you put it in an investment that you would like it to be in. So a lot of people think when they put their money in the brokerage account, it's invested, it's doing something. No, it's just like the bank account. So you have to put the money to work. You have to find the ETF or index fund you want to invest in and have your money going into that. I want you all to know the reason why I'm doing this. I'm doing this really because I just want to help people. I want to help a lot of people that's not investing, this I feel like is missing opportunity just to change your life and your kids' life to get into the market. I'm not doing this to become no famous YouTube guy. That ain't me. I don't need that. I'm doing it just to help people. And I feel like you always got to have a purpose behind whatever you're doing. And my purpose is to help people. If I just only have people in Leake County watching these videos and they start investing, that's good enough for me. If I just only have people in Mississippi just following me and listening to these videos and they start investing, that's good. I would like to help more people, but I'm fine with just helping the community, Leake County, Mississippi. That's just good enough for me. It's always better. Happiness comes from giving, not getting. So I'm going to give all I can, try to make these videos for you all. They will get better with time. I understand that. I will eventually teach you all new strategies to use within the market, but none of them will be short term. It's like I said, I would not teach anything short term just because of beginner investors, and I don't want to try to get y'all on the wrong foot when you hadn't learned the fundamentals about long term investing and investing in general. We are not trying to rush. I want y'all to get the education, and once you feel like you're confident and ready to invest, go ahead and jump in and start. So right now we're at the end of this video, and if you have any questions, please ask them down in the comment section, and I will do my best to answer the questions. On the last video, a lot of you watched it. I don't think everybody subscribed, hit the like button, and the notification bell. So on this video, I want you all to please subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any of the videos that I put out. Thank you all for watching, and remember, this is the saying, freedom is the goal. Financial freedom is the goal. Thank you all for watching, and have a great day.